Magnesium supplements? You've mastered the basics. Now it's time to optimize. If you're serious about dialing in your health, upgrading your magnesium isn't optional. It's the key to leveling up your whole body. That's where Solaray Magnesium Glycinate comes in. MagGly from the #1 magnesium brand in health food stores. Solaray has a 50-year legacy of delivering quality and trust in every capsule. Each ingredient is triple tested for identity, purity, and potency in Solaray's GMP certified facility in Ogden, Utah. That means what's on the label is what's in your bottle. No guesswork, just premium MagGly. Plus, it's chelated in-house for powerful muscle, bone, and relaxation support that's designed for optimal absorption and gentle digestion. It's the upgrade your routine's been waiting for. Shop Solaray Magnesium Glycinate on Amazon or Solaray.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Busted appliance? This is your sign to upgrade. Shop at Lowe's to get up to 35% off and next day delivery on hundreds of major appliances. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. Available Monday through Saturday. Subject to availability. Fees, exclusions, and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/appliance delivery for more details.
Visit your nearby Lowe's on East 17th Avenue in Hutchinson.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
If you're struggling with weight loss, start your journey at loseweightnow.co because Orderly Meds helps people get real results with proven GLP-1 semaglutide starting for as little as $74 a month. No waiting rooms, no confusion, just real support and guidance you can count on all year long. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Reminiscence a mission this day and age. Kelly and Thelma, and we're turning the page. We're talking family matters. It's about those times. Telling what happened, read between the lines. Come on by with Kelly and me. Welcome to the family. Take us out, Kelly. Woo! Welcome to the family, y'all.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Kelly.
And I'm Thelma.
And we're in this 90s show. You may have heard of it called Family Matters.
Yeah, a little show. It lasted, a couple of years, I think.
A little bit.
So for today, we rewatched season 1, episode 8, Mr. Badwrench. Guess who that is?
Right.
Where Carl tries his hand at plumbing. And let's just say, in true Carl fashion, it does not go well.
But before we get all into that, what's up with you, Thelma? What's up, girl?
I'm having a serious moment in my life, and I just don't feel like being funny, but I do feel like sharing the love, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes, especially as actors, we're so busy doing stuff that I think we forget how easy it is to lose contact with people that we really care about. And we had a family reunion, something we don't actually do. Your full brother put it together.
Okay.
And I was just really surprised at how much I missed people that I hadn't seen. I didn't even realize it because I'm so into that rhythm of working and doing and seeing them when I'm there and then back and forth. I just want to remind people, and my son is part of this inspiration too. He's a big part of this because he and his dad have formed this special relationship that we all want to see. But I just want to remind everybody that Here today and gone tomorrow. I mean, nothing
Baby.
promised. This world is crazy. Tell the people that you love them. And if there's somebody that you've been thinking about and you haven't done it, call them. Just say hi. You'd be surprised how much a hello or a smile can do for somebody. But I just want to remind you to love on the people that are in your life. Give them their flowers while they're here. I'm a serious person today, at least in this segment.
Okay.
I'm done with it now. So what's happening with you, girl?
Menopause. Right.
No.
Listen, Thelma.
Are you breaking out in a sweat?
No.
Uh-oh.
But I haven't had a carb in the last 12 years, and I've walked to the space station, round trip 2 times on foot, and haven't lost a pound. What is going on? How come this is doing this?
Girl, our bodies, these hormones. I'm telling you, when I started going through perimenopause, which is maybe what you've been going through for a few years without knowing it, your hormones are constantly changing. Do you have a male or female doctor?
A female.
Oh, good. Okay. Because I had a male doctor at the time that I was going through, and the first thing he did was give me some Premarin or something.
Oh, I heard about that.
Honey, I blew up like a poison dog. I didn't know what was going on. I was trying to think, I'm not eating any differently.
Right.
What is happening to me? And I finally figured out that the only thing that was different was that I was taking this pill.
Mm-hmm.
And so I called my doctor, Dr. Ager, I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I called my doctor and I was like, did you give me something to make me fat? And he said, well, you'll gain a few pounds, but it'll wear off. I was like, I am done with you. I stopped taking the pills that day. That day.
Yeah.
But it's just your hormones. It's like out of control.
Oh, sure. It's wearing me out. It's too much to explain here. So let's just get into it.
Okay.
Well, today's episode is called Mr. Badwrench, and it was written by Alan Eisenstock and Larry Mintz and was directed by your favorite guy, John Boab. Use guys.
Use guys.
And we had a ton of different writers and directors on the show, didn't we?
We really did. And there's practically been a different creative team behind every episode so far. The writers would get together in the writer's room, and that was a room where they would all gather. Somebody would have the main idea, probably an outline of what they wanted to do. But they would go in and break down the scripts, figure out what jokes were working from the read-through, what weren't.
And then they all contribute.
They throw in their ideas. And when we were working, we were constantly getting scripts that were rewritten or redone. So that's kind of the thing. And you're trying that out on stage as you work. And just build the script from there until by the end of the episode, you got a real script.
That part.
But I thought it was very interesting because we had a bunch of writers that came through us, and many of them are still working and doing very well.
Right, and heading their own shows.
Heading their own. That's right. That's right.
Anyway, this episode aired on November 17th, 1989. So tell me, what was going on in that week in 1989?
Well, girl, the number 1 album on the Billboard R&B album chart was Silky Soul by the legendary Frankie Beverly and Mays.
Yeah.
Frankie passed away, I think, in September of last year.
Yeah.
And I loved his songs, but I had to call a real fan. I had to call my cousin Trish in San Diego because that girl worshiped the ground he walked on. And I wanted to know, what was it about him that just grabbed you so much? But he was a singer. He wasn't somebody that was skipping across the stage and doing somersaults and all that. He was just solid. He was, she said, very cool. He had a vibe about himself that never changed. Even in his later years, he was still working up until he passed away. Still packing the houses, and he hadn't done an album in years. He had something that Black people just really got. And you could not have a barbecue without having some Frankie Beverly to start that electric slide or something going on.
Do you think the people love him because he wrote and sang songs that were singable for everyday people? You've been to a Frankie Beverly concert. He never had to sing a word. He was singing the background.
They sang everything. They knew the background, the front ground, the guitar licks, everything. I mean, as soon as you heard dun, 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 you were up. You were up. You were ready to go.
The first couple notes, you knew exactly what was popping.
You knew. He just had that thing. And he always dressed in white, always wore a cap. I mean, he had a style of his own.
Yeah.
But he was really, for a lot of us, kind of the soundtrack of our life. One of the soundtracks of our life.
Definitely.
And honey, I had to get off the phone with her because she would still be talking about him if I had just stopped talking long. I was like, girl, I got to go. We got to record tomorrow. But she loved him and just still his Facebook page and all that stuff is popping. I mean, people loved him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made a big difference. Well, girl, I think it's about time we get into the episode.
Yes, let's.
So we get another out of place, Urkel cold open. I can't believe it.
Right.
But, well, he's as clumsy as ever. He obviously has a crush on you, so they've established that. And he did his first, did I do that?
Was that the first one?
I think that was the first one. And if you go back and listen to it, it's so light.
Yeah, compared to what it...
Did I do that? To where it went from there. Right. But I think that was his first one, I believe. Now, what's happening at the top of this episode, girl?
Okay, so Mother Winslow is taking a long shower. But there's only one bathroom in the house, so everybody else is sitting around funky.
Well, no, there's 2 bathrooms, but only 1 shower. But there's 17 bedrooms. Yeah, because she has a bathroom in her room. Well, no,
I grew up in a house. It was only 1 bathroom.
I did too. But we ain't talking about you. We're talking about the Winslows. Okay?
Right. So they got this $1 million house with 1 bathroom.
With 1 bathroom. Well, 2 bathrooms now. 2 bathrooms. 2 bathrooms. We working with
1
2.
Shower.
And 1 shower. Okay. And she's on her way to a trip to Frank's house. So she loves to brag about old Frank.
That's
Frank
Carl's
got so
brother.
Much money. Yes, Carl's brother. Thank you. And Frank, you know, she has her own bathroom with a shower. And Frank has 3 bathrooms. And Frank. So she's going to live her life, so to speak. Yeah. And, of course, Carl decides that the thing to do would be to build her a shower himself.
Because he wants to compete with old Frank and have something fabulous for his mama. But he don't want to get a contractor to come over.
Oh, no.
He want to make it himself.
He always thinks he's handy. Why does he think that?
But Harriet convinces him to get an estimate from a contractor. So she notes that before he's tried to do things and it hasn't gone so well.
Yeah, there was a spice rack that took over a week to put up. Eddie brings that up. Even Eddie knows this is crazy.
Right. So do you think the production team has some sort of device rigged?
Of course they did.
Okay.
You know, we always had stunts and stuff and our special effects people going on. Mark DeSaro is credited with the special effects in the first few episodes.
Okay.
Our crack team has been trying to find him, but he's very elusive. But he did go on to have some success because he did effects for films like Demolition Man, Speed 2, Cruise Control, and The Last Boy Scout. So we had some up-and-comers on our show.
So he was just practicing on us.
He was practicing on us. That's why probably in the continuity, the toast flew out the toaster onto the floor, and then when the next shot, it was on the table. I was like, oh, how convenient.
You would notice that. But that was just a small continuity issue.
Yes, it was a small
if you're looking for something.
Yeah, but we had a couple of them in this show. You know what's weird?
What?
Kyle is always crying broke. But didn't a couple episodes ago he buy like not a laptop because that was pre-laptop, but a computer and, you know, the whole setup for him? That had to be like $4,000. I think the man had a stash somewhere. Mark my words. We better check that
house. Why you always seem like you are insinuating that Carl's on the tape?
What? I'm just wondering where he getting all this money from. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, Jessica Fletcher.
I'm wondering out loud. I'm using my outside voice as opposed to my inside voice. Okay. I thought maybe you had a little something you could tell me about it, but obviously you know nothing either.
I don't know nothing about my daddy being on the tape. I don't know what you talking about.
So what you talking about, Willis?
Exactly.
So anyway, I was just overloaded this episode. I was just so heavy on me. My whole episode was about getting that baby to say, Mama. And it's so silly because I remember when your full brother started talking, I did the same thing. Because you want him to say, I would call people on the phone and say Mama, say it. He would just be silent until I hung up the phone. Mama. Mama. Oh, I just wanted to wring his neck, but he was too cute to wring.
Seemed like the babies, that's the least they could do. I mean, you done took up. I want to put on Shirley Caesar's no charge on every time they do something like that.
I know.
I done gave you free room and board. For all your whole life, the least you could do is say mama.
Yeah, I mean, you're all 9 months old. 'Cause that's what Richie was. I loved it when Reggie pretended to be Richie. When he was like, Mama. I was like, see, I told you. Say it again, Richie. Say it again.
Right.
I'm not in the mood. So silly. We're just silly people. Kelly, do you remember your baby's first words? What was Hannah's first word?
Dada. And she been saying it ever since.
She's a daddy's girl.
She's daddy's girl. So is my son.
Well, he's supposed to be yours.
That's what he's supposed to be. But I think that as soon as they realize...
Who got the money? No.
That part. But as soon as they realize that they don't need the mother anymore to like sustain them in life, they go off to the father and start buttering him up.
Getting those deep pockets.
That part. And it works.
Well,
but I love it.
know.
That's one thing I love about my husband. He is definitely my kid's hero.
He's mine too. I love him. He's such a sweetie. He takes such good care of you.
You my mama.
Yeah, I know, but I love the way he cares for you. I have to give him his props.
He does.
Every once and again.
All right.
I mean, when I saw that ring, I almost dropped my drawers.
I deserve it.
Magnesium supplements? You've mastered the basics. Now it's time to optimize. If you're serious about dialing in your health, upgrading your magnesium isn't optional. It's the key to leveling up your whole body. That's where Solaray Magnesium Glycinate comes in. MagGly from the #1 magnesium brand in health food stores. Solaray has a 50-year legacy of delivering quality and trust in every capsule. Each ingredient is triple tested for identity, purity, and potency in Solaray's GMP certified facility in Ogden, Utah. That means what's on the label is what's in your bottle. No guesswork, just premium MagGly. Plus, it's chelated in-house for powerful muscle, bone, and relaxation support that's designed for optimal absorption and gentle digestion. It's the upgrade your routine's been waiting for. Shop Solaray Magnesium Glycinate on Amazon or Solaray.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
If you're struggling with weight loss, start your journey at loseweightnow.co because Orderly Meds helps people get real results with proven GLP-1 semaglutide starting for as little as $74 a month. No waiting rooms, no confusion, just real support and guidance you can count on all year long. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Now I'd like to introduce you to Meaningful Beauty, the famed skincare brand created by iconic supermodel Cindy Crawford. It's her secret to absolutely gorgeous skin. Meaningful Beauty makes powerful and effective skincare simple, and it's loved by millions of women. It's formulated for all ages and all skin tones and types, and it's designed to work as a complete skincare system, leaving your skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. I recommend starting with Cindy's full regimen, which contains all 5 of her best-selling products, including the amazing youth-activating melon serum. This next generation serum has the power of melon leaf stem cell technology. It's melon leaf stem cells encapsulated for freshness and released onto the skin to support a visible reduction in the appearance of wrinkles. With thousands of glowing 5-star reviews, why not give it a try? Subscribe today and you can get the amazing Meaningful Beauty system for just $49.95. That includes our introductory 5-piece system, free gifts, free shipping, and a 60-day money-back guarantee. All of that available at meaningfulbeauty.com.
But anyway, back to the episode. He meets with the contractor. Harriet talks him into it. You know he doesn't want to, but he does it to placate her because in his mind, nobody is better than him.
Right.
This is our second, I think it's our second white person on the show. I think Sylvia is. I'm keeping track. That's so sad, isn't it? I think so. Yeah. I mean, we're only up to show 7 or 8, but yeah, so far. And she is played by Susan Merson, who coincidentally, like myself, is from Detroit, Michigan. Hey, girl.
Did you remember talking to her about that while you were?
No. I
Oh.
probably didn't even see her. I wasn't in those scenes. I was upstairs trying to get Richie to say, Mama.
That's right.
So anyway, of course, we know that Reggie thinks the quota's too high. If she said $1.95, he would have still been, I can do it for 95.
Right.
You know, so he's not willing to give up the ghost yet. And she peeps him because she said, are you a member of the Tool of the Month
Tool of the Month Club?
And he all proud. Well, yes, I am.
Right.
Just preening like that is really something. She says, I'll be seeing you soon.
But did you notice how totally unrealistic it was to get a contractor over there in the same day?
Girl, you can't even get them in there in the same year now. I'm telling you.
Right. So once she gave him the quote, he enlists Eddie to be his helper.
Crew.
Correct. Eddie ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
In the toolbox. But he's smart enough to know that this is a disaster in the making. He has been there. He's the one that reminds us about the spice rack. And Carl has the nerve to say, it won't be that bad. This won't take more than a week. Mm-hmm. So the spice rack took more than a week. That's kind of scary. But that is our Carl at his best.
Right. So Eddie also asked him what the women do. Did you see that part?
Oh, I saw that part. That was one of my favorite parts. I don't know, son.
Why was it?
Just because it led into one of the funnier lines on the show with Joe Marie. I mean, we know he was trying to open a jar of pickles. He couldn't even do that. She had to do that. He started making a play set out back. She had to do that because he put part of the wood in the garage and it's still in there. So he has a lot of heart to do. He just don't do well at all.
That makes sense.
It does. But anyway, his line after I don't know, son, I think later on is when Joe Marie gives him the line that just tickled me to death. He said,
do it.
He's telling her to go on back in the room and let us men do what men do. And she said, okay, well, I'll be in the room with the, no, shoot, I had it written down too.
No. Okay.
But she said, what did she say? Oh, she'll be in the room churning butter and tending to the youngins.
Yeah. She had some great one-liners, didn't she?
Oh, my God. And she's so dry when she says it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. She is so good. So good. But then we get to see Reggie perform what he does best, some physical comedy.
Are you talking about when he did the Charlie Chaplin bit where he tries to put the nail in the wall?
I had to write down everything he did because I had to watch about 3 or 4 times. How does a man manage to demolish an entire bathroom just trying to mark a nail into the stud, into a beam in the wall?
Right.
He hit the wall. We knew he was going to hit his finger. I mean, that was a gimme. Threw the hammer down on his foot, jumped up, put the other foot in the bucket, grabbed hold to the towel rack, pulled the towel rack off, then grabbed the shelf, pulled the shelf down, then kicked the bucket off his foot. It hit the mirror and crashed to the floor.
Huh.
Another continuity error.
Right.
When the mirror hit the floor, it was still intact.
Oh, okay.
But it sounded broken.
Right. But this is, again, it reminds me of the fact that how much physical comedy the other characters got to do before the Urkel character came along.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Reggie kept doing it. I mean, he didn't stop because of Urkel, but I loved seeing Carl just take that room down and then end with, well, that one's marked.
That part.
And, you always wonder, I'm sure the audience wonders if we do that in one take, how in the world? Because you would have to reset the bathroom each time. And if I'm remembering correctly, I think we did the initial setup and then one more. Everything that was in the middle and everything surrounding that one scene where everything got broken was done beforehand.
Right.
And then you would only do that one time. Mm-hmm. And if we had 2 shows, then they would set it up again. But you would have to set up the entire bathroom. So I think he did it in one take.
We always like to get the audience reaction. So that's something that we would have probably set up to just do once, outside of the pre-tape.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that you want, that audience reaction.
Yeah.
The audience loves to see people just acting crazy and breaking up stuff and falling over and all that.
And as an actor, that's what you live for.
Oh,
like to
absolutely.
Get that immediate feedback from them.
Absolutely. It's one of the things I loved about working with Nell.
Yeah.
And that is also what I loved about working with my Cindy. I miss her so much.
Yeah.
Got to do a lot of physical comedy with her. I mean, watching Carol Burnett, those people, child, that's who I watched.
But don't you love getting a scene partner that would be willing to do that with you?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so
yeah,
Mother Winslow calls, and she's coming back early because she can't stand Carl's brother, who's even more of a cheapskate than Carl.
Not Frank. Not Frank with the 3 bathrooms with showers in each bathroom.
That's why he got 3 bathrooms, because he'd like to save all his money.
Now, she came home because they got in a big argument about dinner.
Right.
And Carl said, well, why? She said, I wanted some. So obviously they weren't feeding her either.
I got an uncle like that.
Ooh.
Cheap.
Don't mention the name. We don't want no soup.
Oh, definitely. He knows who he is. I loved it too because I saw how much Harriet's character reminded me of his mother. It made sense that this would be a woman that he would choose because of how strong the character was.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Mother Winslow guided him and then she handed him over to Harriet, who is now in charge.
An exact carbon copy of her.
And exactly. And then there's you. An exact carbon copy of Harriet, with your mouth running all through this episode because you was smart mouthing yourself on away from here.
Child, know that was all for TV because the AARPs don't like smart mouth children.
Child, we'd have snatched your lips off. You know how we roll.
I do.
So, she comes home. She is so happy. It's such a sweet scene. First of all, her coming home and just walking into that room. And, the bathroom is the size of like a nursery. I don't get this house. I just don't understand how it's made.
Listen, you asking the wrong question. See, you just calling attention to obvious overlooks in the reasoning of the writers.
Well, there is comedic license, I guess.
Correct.
So he has to break down and call the contractor, who, again, is available to come and do an entire bathroom in one day. I want her number. I want her number because she's a badass, okay? Right. So unrealistic.
Right.
But she is so proud of her baby, and kudos to Harriet, doesn't bust him.
Right.
Doesn't say, oh, he messed it up and I had to call the contract. I mean, she supports him. She elevates him.
Yeah.
She's his encourager, Well,
if you notice, because, this is something that comes up a lot in the show where he does something crazy and she tells him not to do it. And then he has to break down and do it the way she said, but she never brings it up because she always gets what she wants in the end. So
she's
who
smart.
cares? Right.
Get it done however you need to get it done. And she does that. And she knows her husband. She knows when to baby him and when to be tough on him and when just be straightforward. She gets a little tough. She's very straightforward with him about his skills or the lack thereof. But at the same time, she does give him the opportunity to mess up.
When I got married, even you and my mother, you got to know how to finesse your man.
Absolutely.
And you guys told me that early on in my marriage, which was
you got to pay attention.
So helpful. You're right, but who cares if you're not getting what you want?
Hey, that too.
You know what I really loved about this episode is that we really got a chance to discuss Carl's masculinity crisis. He's always trying to prove his machismo with everything he does.
But I think he grew up in a generation where that was a thing, where you did sort of have to demonstrate your manhood, or it felt like that was something that had to be displayed and seen. And I think that has a lot to do with, I'm trying to remember his history. I know his father passed away, but I'm not sure where in his life that happened. But that could also have something to do with that. I think, especially because boys and their mothers are generally really close, especially if the father is not around.
Right.
My son has a joke about, you're a black son if you're over 30 and you're still getting mail at your mama's house. He does. Okay. But I think that generation really felt that they had to show their masculinity. I remember when my son was little and certain people in my family, men in my family, were upset that I was letting him play with G.I. Joe dolls. And I was like, why?
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it was almost like you can't show that side of you. You don't cry. You don't get emotional. And I raised him exactly the opposite. I mean, I wanted him to feel. I wanted him to be a man, of course, you know, but still be emotional. Have a heart. You don't have to be that hard. It's not necessary. Sometimes you do.
You know what the funny thing to me now, though, is that the world has totally shifted in that thinking. Like, that kind of toxic masculinity and kind of things, that is no longer tolerated. Women are not having children. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to get married. They don't want to deal with that at all. And I think really this is why people are so enamored with people like Obama and Justin Trudeau and evolved men, because people are tired of dealing with that crap.
And luckily, we're at a time when they really get to see that there are all types of men in the world. And that hard-nosed thing isn't so necessary or doesn't feel so necessary. I don't think there's ever a time when a black man doesn't have to be strong.
Yeah.
But that's not to say you can't be weak, too. That's what we fought, to give them that strength, you know?
Well, no, but also how to understand when to do what. Yes, that's necessary sometimes, but you also need to know how to be comforting, to be evolved. Like modern women, they don't want to be bothered with that crap. People are really moving away from the old school way of doing things. That aggression is making men really unselectable in a Darwinian sense.
It doesn't serve a purpose, especially now.
Well, I mean, it does serve a purpose when you need it.
Well, when
Not
you
all
need it,
the
yes,
time.
but I'm not all the time. You don't
Right.
have to have that front up all the time where you got to be seen a certain way. And I'm glad that television reflects that we have all sorts of personalities, and it's great to see men feel things. When I think about different examples of different types of men, my son was a huge fan of Prince. And Prince was petite.
Okay.
He wore heels. He was little. He was light. But he was a bad ass.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Whatever he didn't have in stature, he had in talent. And he gave us a look at a black man, an unusual black man, walking his own path, but never sacrificing his masculinity to do it. Even when he had on makeup, even when he had on heels.
Right.
He was a different kind of black man, but a black man still.
Yeah.
And I just think that having those types of influences, because my son was kind of string beanie growing up, and, you know, for him to have somebody that he could really admire, because, I mean, the talent just goes on, to have somebody that he could look at and admire and not have to feel any kind of way because his butt was out, because he'd have on his chaps or whatever. It never deterred from it. Most women thought it was sexy, even though he was knee-high to a duck.
I actually love what you're talking about, because I think of the same thing when I think of Obama. I voted for him twice, and I think he's so brilliant. But I remember when he got the Nobel Peace Prize, and everybody was like, well, what did he do to get the Nobel Peace Prize? I think it's really because he was evolved. And people are like, you're not a knuckle dragger. Yay. Here's a Nobel Peace Prize. You know, it's just like people want to see a different thing. They want to feel a different way about men.
Yeah, he was so cool. I mean, he didn't let anything faze him. I think that's what drove everybody crazy. They could do anything, and he was still, he walked cool, he talked cool, he didn't elevate his voice, he got his points across, he got my vote. As a matter of fact, I met him.
Did you?
I did, because my neighbor down the street was campaigning for him. And this is when he first started campaigning. He was at the Beverly Hilton here in Los Angeles. And my neighbor asked me if I wanted to go. And he said, we're going to meet Barack Obama. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Okay, let's go. And he was amazing. I still have the pictures from it.
Yeah.
This one, he really was first starting to campaign. There probably were 200 people in the room.
Yeah.
For it. But that was thrilling to me. Yeah.
It's a new day.
Mm-hmm.
Evolve.
Men, evolve. You have been told.
So in this show, Carl is adding a shower into Mother Winslow's bathroom. Well, in 1989, Chicago, the most basic bathroom edition started around $1,500. $1,500?
I know. You can't even buy shoes for that now.
I need a time machine. Now, after Carl's wrecked the whole bathroom, it probably cost twice that.
Or thrice, knowing him.
Thrice, right.
Yes.
Believe it or not, there are several Tool of the Month clubs. That's a real thing. The Tool of the Month club. Did you know that?
That is crazy. But I guess why not? Why not? What do they get?
Well,
a tool?
It starts at like $30 a month for basic tools, all the way up to $75 a month for a premium subscription.
Ooh, maybe you get a level and a hammer for that. I don't know.
You better give me something else more than a hammer for $75.
Well, I think it's for a year. You probably get a couple of things, Kelly. You can still swing $75
a month. Up to $75 a month. That's what the crack team told me.
Forget that. Well, Kelly, it's time for y'all in the family.
Yeah.
We had a fan call in with a family matter that they want our advice on. So let's hear the question.
Hi, my name is Samantha, and I'm such a big fan of your show. I'm wondering what you guys think is the best way to break up with this guy I'm dating. Should I do it by text, DM, or voicemail? What do you guys think?
Move. Just pack up and move. That's my advice. Quick, spinal.
Look, girl, don't you do that.
All right, give him good advice, Kelly. I've given mine.
What is the deal with, because all of her suggestions, text, move, have we ever considered just actually having a conversation with this person?
Oh, why would we want to do that?
I'm so strange about this whole ghosting thing. People don't like to have any kind of contact with people at all anymore. It's so strange to me.
But everything is so media focused and everything can be done so easily without actually talking to a person. You know, people in the same house text each other.
I hope my husband is listening because if he moves, texts, he's a goner.
Hannibal, I'll come protect you.
You're going to need it. You in an army.
Ooh.
Nobody told him to tell me he loved me, marry me, and get me pregnant. He did that on his own.
Oh,
we together.
Lord have the mercy.
Only way out of here is in a body bag.
Okay, well, it's going to have to be a big one. Poor Hannibal.
Why does everybody say that?
Because he's married to you. I'm just saying. We know you.
All right. So in closing,
that's it for the show this week. But come on, guys, stay tuned.
We're going to rewatch each episode of Family Matters week by week, so make sure to rewatch with us. You can catch it on Hulu and TBS and a bunch of other places.
Welcome to the Family with Telma and Kelly is a production of iHeart Podcasts and Audiation. It's hosted by me, Telma Hopkins.
And me, Kelly Williams.
Our executive producers are Sandy Smallins for Audiation, Adam Rip, J.D. Hopkins, who also happens to be my son and Kelly's faux bro, and Jonathan Strickland for iHeart Podcasts.
The show is produced by Telma and I, but our series producer is Ireland Meacham, and our theme song's lyrics were written by J.D. Hopkins and Adam Rip. The theme song was scored and mixed by Matt Noble, who's also our series mixer.
And we'd like to thank Nikki Etour and the entire iHeart Podcast team. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Follow us on Instagram at Welcome to the Family Pod for behind-the-scenes photos and more bonus content.
And don't forget to leave us a voicemail at our website, thefamilymatterspod.com. We want to hear your thoughts and favorite memories of the show. And let us know if you need advice, because we're good for some bad advice. We might be able to help you with your own family matters.
And make sure to rate and review us wherever you're listening. We are so excited to have you guys along for the ride.
Yes, welcome to the family, y'all. And we'll see you next time. Welcome to the family.
Audiation.
If you're struggling with weight loss, start your journey at loseweightnow.co because Orderly Meds helps people get real results with proven GLP-1 semaglutide starting for as little as $74 a month. No waiting rooms, no confusion, just real support and guidance you can count on all year long. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Every year, people make the same fitness goal, train harder. But most fail because recovery gets ignored, especially connective tissue that muscles depend on to grow. Frog Fuel was developed by Navy SEALs and perfected by a Stanford-trained scientist, delivering 15 grams of nanohydrolyzed collagen protein that digests in just 15 minutes. It's science-backed and ready to drink. No mixing, no sugar, no junk. This year, don't just train harder, recover smarter. Go to frogfuel.com. That's frogfuel.com. Stay unbreakable.
Janice Torres here.
And I'm Austin Hankwitz. We host the podcast Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories, produced by Ruby Studio in partnership with Intuit QuickBooks.
We're back for season 4 to talk to some incredible small business owners.
The big thing about working in tech is that it's ever evolving, ever changing. Everyone's a rookie. That's how fast the industry is changing. So what I'm really excited about is to be part of that change.
So listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
When you stay in your home, what you love gets to stay too. From the gardens that grow wild to the grandkids that run wilder. From the Friday night baseball games to the Sunday morning brunches. Even the daily crosswords and weekly book clubs. There's room for it all with help from Home Instead, the largest in-home senior care network with over 30 years of trusted experience delivering the peace of mind you deserve. Visit Home Instead online for a better what's next.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.